Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the next video in the AWS for Developer series. In this video we will see how we can use the DynamoDB with the .NET Core. Hey guys, if you didn't subscribe my channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon to get the notification. Let's start on the video. First of all, we need to add the package from the NuGet for the DynamoDB like we did for S3 SNS. This is the package name AWS SDK.DynamoDB v2. Just install it. I have already installed it. Once we installed it, just move to the startup.cs file. Just to speed up here, I will copy paste some code here, and I have already resolved the IAMazon DynamoDB. If you are getting here some issue, just resolve the reference here. You need to add this particular DLL here, reference here. So now here I am just from the if you will see my app setting.json file, I am saying here it's a DynamoDB section, and under it I have two properties. One is local mode, another is the local service URL. So this name can be anything. Why I am using this, like in the last video I have shown how we can use the DynamoDB local instance instead of the live one. So for that purpose I have added those properties there. Now I am reading the DynamoDB section, and after from that I am getting the local mode property. If it's true, I am going for the setting up it for the local DynamoDB instance. Otherwise I am going with the normal one, I mean from the Amazon console. Now here for the local, to set up it, we are adding the singleton object here, add singleton service. So we are passing the Amazon DynamoDB. To that we will just need to pass the local service URL. I am getting the local service URL and passing it to the DynamoDB config, and that config object we need to pass to the DynamoDB client. This is just a one-time setting for the local DynamoDB. You can even note it here how we can doing it. No need to memorize it. Once these settings are done here inside the configure service method of the startup class, just move to the controller. Inside the home controller I have taken one read-only object of the Amazon DynamoDB, and I'm assigning value to this from the object which I get through the dependency inject. Now here I will write few methods which will deal with the Amazon DynamoDB, but before that let's set up the means initialize the local DynamoDB instance here. Like in the last video I show, just move to the location where you have put the DynamoDB jar file, this file, and just write here cmd. Then you need to copy this particular command from this link. I have provided this link in my last video where I am explaining how to set up the local DynamoDB instance. Just press enter. Yeah, it's started here. You just minimize it, move back to the Visual Studio. Now here I will just to speed up, I will copy paste some code where I will explain how we can list all the tables in the DynamoDB. So here to list all the tables from the DynamoDB, we need the class list table request, which is taking one property limit. It will now I have given the value 100, so it will list out first 100 table from the DynamoDB, and no other parameters is required. If you will see the limit here, maximum number of table to return. If the parameter is not specified, the limit is 100 by default. So it's minimum to value 1, maximum is 100, right? So if I will not provide this value, still it will get the 100. If I will say it's a 90, now it will get the 90 table from the DynamoDB if there are this much table are available. Now after that I am just passing that particular table to table here, right? It will return the response, and from the table names it is returning the list of tables and which we are assigning to it, and then returning. Now let's mark it with http get, and let's try on it. Let's say just a list all table. Let's check this inside the postman what it will return. Oh, no need to postman, we have the get method here. Let's run it. Now it's running. Let's change the URL here. We got the hit here. Press F5. See, these are table in my local DynamoDB instance: book 1, books, product catalog, sample data, storage table, test and user table. Now if I will see here, see, I am getting here the list of all these tables even in the local one, right? Now let's move to the next step. I have the column ISBN, title and ID. I have only one row inside the because count is 1, so I have only one row inside the table, I mean book table. Now we will add few rows to this table and then we will see. Let's move to the Visual Studio. First of all, I need to add one book table, book class, because we are going with the DynamoDB context. You can add like my name, my book, okay, add. Then let's add few properties to it. Now I have given here that DynamoDB table name which will match with its class is books, and then we have the partition key is ID. Then I have other properties which exist in the DynamoDB. This is same to the entity framework, right? Where we can define like book of authors, there will be the authors column, so these are defining the column name, right? Book author will match with the authors and this will match with the table name. So let's now, you will understand once the code is I will complete the code. Just paste here my book, okay, you can say there my book and pass it to. So this is the common method here, right? If any class object is coming here, it may be my book, it may be user table, it may be product catalog. So we need to define this according to that. Like I will say here now, save to my book table, right? If I have another table, another class, suppose user table, in that case I will change here, but this will be the common. In this one DB context, like in the DB context in the entity framework, this is the same to the DB context. Just pass the IMagine client object and then just say context.save and pass the object name. So it will automatically will save, and after that it will load all. Load async is just to get the data, right? To pull the data from the table. So now let's see with this one. With post save my to book. So, let's do one thing. Instead of post method, just to speed up, let's just say get method, right? So this is a get method. Instead of taking this from outside, I'm just doing this for the speed up, otherwise we need to pass all these things in the post method. Let's say my book here, because we just want to know the functionality, like how the DynamoDB's classes are working. Now instead of getting these values from outside, I will just use the hardcode here of static values. Why I'm not getting the properties here? Oh, there was some small mistake, I corrected it. Let's say ID is 2, okay, it's an integer, and then we have another properties, ISBN, I will say its H1 number is this one. let's define few author before it. Just fine. Actually this should be post method, and we will pass all these details in the body of the post method, but I'm not going to do the postman or fiddler, that's why I just say it's a get method. And let's initialize these things here in the static and pass the my book. Now let's see will it work or not. Run the application. Hitting that API home book author. Okay, here I think it's save something. Now you will see here, let's put pointer here. See these things get initialized. 5. Now this object of type book, and we have brain, Steve, everything is there, right? So let's F5. Now what load sync did, it returned that particular record, right, which we had added just now here, ID, title, ISBN, book authors. Now let's see with the from the local instance here how it will return. See here, and now we have a title, S is DynamoDB item, N is 2, then ISBN, then we have the authors there. So I think it overwrite, right? No, there we have more, it's not overwrite. So we will click here like this. See, this is the next record, and this is the newly added record which we just now added here. So like this we can add the new records to the DynamoDB table, and the way which we are using, we are saying it the DynamoDB context. Otherwise there is another model use directly we can add, but that is a hardcore table name, column name you need to use. So this is the particular one which is mostly used in our live projects. This is very simple. You just need to initialize DB context and pass the object of the DB client, and then any object of any class pass here, and that class will look like this. This is the table name, particular table name which will match with the class name in the DynamoDB. If you will not provide this property, then by default it will look for the table name with the matching with the class name, like my book here in our case. And if you will not give this one, in that case it will look for the column with the name book author. Video is getting long, so now to speed up the video, I will copy paste some code here, and we'll walk through it and we'll explain how it is working. So now we will discuss how we can get a particular record from the DynamoDB table, and how we can get all the record from DynamoDB table, and how we can delete a particular record from the DynamoDB table. So far we have seen like how we can list all the tables, then how we can save a particular records to any particular object, table inside the DynamoDB. Now see here, after this, now we'll see how to get all books from DynamoDB. For that we will put the get request here, and here I have just focus on it. What I did here one function is there, that is again with the db context, and we need to pass similarly the db DynamoDB client object here. Then these are the conditions. If we are want to go for filter, here I am not going for any filtration, so I just initialize the empty list of scan conditions. After that, scan async. So what is scan async is doing? Scan async doing the scan operation against the DynamoDB, finding the item that match with the specified condition. Load async is getting the particular record which we just insert pass there, right? So scan async based on the scan conditions is getting all the records, right? To get data filtered by multiple attribute or no filter condition, we are using the scan condition. So what we are doing here, we are just passing the object name here, right? So if it's for book or it's for a user table, product catalog, so you can say that we are just passing the class name which is matching with the DynamoDB table. So and then we are saying here just using the context object scan async, it will scan the full table and will return all the data, right? Similarly for the get book id, I mean get the books by id. So in that case, let's say its name get book, we are getting only one book here based on the id. So in that case, again if you will see this particular function, in this case we are using the load async. To get data filtered by primary key, we are using the load async, and to get data filtered by multiple attributes, then we are using the scan async. This is the difference. Load async is used to get the data based on a primary key, and scan async is used when we are using multiple attributes for the filtration condition. In that case we are using the scan async, right? So now here load async based on the id, which particular id I will pass. This is the primary key, so it will return only one particular record. That's why here return type is only t, but here is the list of t, right? Then for the delete, in case of even delete, we are doing the same thing like for the load async, but here instead of calling the load async, we are calling the delete async. Let's say for the delete async, we need one method for that, because we can't pass directly t object, right? That's why let's just delete. Right, it's return, it has no return type, so in that case it will not return anything to us, so we can say that it has no return type. That's all. Now let's try on it how it will work. Just run the application. First of all, we will get all the books. This is mostly based on your practice, how much you will practice on the AWS code, you will be familiar with it. So I will recommend to you guys just go for some AWS learning projects, create your own projects where you can use dummy data just to deal with the to understand the AWS with the .NET SDK. This time we are getting all the books. Let's hit here. See, now it's returning all the books here. First record here is returning object of arrays, or you can say that one object is there, it can array of object, it has one array and it contains multiple object. So this is the first object where we pass the id, title, everything, and in this case you can see book author is null. So this is the DynamoDB, right? In case of DynamoDB, is it possible even some column are not there? If I can add even I can add more columns to the book class, that will be added here anyway. So this is for get books. Now let's get only one particular book. I want to get book number 2. See, now it is filter. If I will say it's by 1, we are getting the data based on our filter conditions here. So in this way, these all things are working. To get all the books, use the DynamoDB context, and to get the book by ID, just pass one particular ID and then use load async to get all books get scan async. And let's see how delete will work. We will try to delete any particular object. Let's say delete where ID is 1. See, it has deleted here. Now get all books. Let's see if it's coming there or not. See, now we are getting only one record. It means that particular record get deleted. Might be DynamoDB little bit confusing at this time, because other service SNS, S3, SQS are very straightforward, but in case of DynamoDB it's little bit really confusing. This is my another project. Project. Here I have used the DynamoDB with the DB context and with the .NET Object Document Model. In case of the .NET Object Document Model, if you will see how to post to a particular table, in that case we need to pass put item request, and to get particular record we are using the get item request. But in this case we need to pass the table name, then this column names, right? To get the record we are passing the ID here. If your primary key is something else, you need to define that particular here. So this is really difficult to implement as compared to the DB context. That's why DB context mostly in use, because that is dealing with directly with the classes, right, which we have seen just now in this project. So it's good to use with like this my books. If you have one particular table, suppose it's a product catalog, in that case you can create one particular class with the name product catalog. Now let's try one more thing in the my book class. Just stop it. Let's see, we have one more property here, and its property name, let's say book page, right? So we will try to save by adding one more column. My book let's, these are here string value of 500. Now my book page, sorry. Now let's try on the save my book table, because our existing table contain only 4 columns. Now what will happen if one more column is there? See, it added one more column here. Now let's try to get the books. See, I have provided the same ID, that's why it updated the same particular record. In that case it's looking if the particular record with the same ID is there, in that case it will update that one, overwrite, otherwise it will add new one, right? Okay, let's try again by changing the ID. Yeah, this is the same case. To update particular record you can again use the same thing, save async with the same ID, so it will update. So you have no need to go for any other particular function. So we have now, how many records are there? One record. Now ID is 3. Now let's try with the book. See, now we have 2 records. In DynamoDB, if the primary key, we are providing the same primary key, in that case it will override the existing record, otherwise it will add the new record. Now you can see again book page we have already added here. Anyway, if it's not there, even in that case it will not show this particular column in this row and will show in this row because it's a NoSQL. So that's all about the DynamoDB. There are a lot of functions are available in the DynamoDB. If we are going with the object model instead of DynamoDB context. I hope you guys understand about the DynamoDB context, which is mostly used in our live projects. So if anyone want this code, make comment inside the comment box and provide your email IDs. I will share this particular project on email ID in the by zipping it, or I will upload it to the GitHub and will share the link there. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe the channel and share this video.